Hey there! Thanks for checking my channel, CodeRush, and for joining me as I document the process of learning to code. After a brief introduction to CSS and how to use CSS selectors to style HTML elements, here at the Cascade lesson, the second assignment, let's go to it. The second assignment asks me to go back to my recipe page and add some CSS to it. And they say here how you actually style it is completely open, but you should use the external CSS method for this practice and moving forward. I've already learned that the external CSS method is the recommended one between external, internal, and inline, because it keeps the code organized, it separates styling from content, making it easier to maintain and update styles across multiple web pages. They also say that I should try to use several of the properties mentioned in the previous lesson, like color, background color, typography properties, and so on. Okay? Take some time to play around with the various properties to get a feel for what they do. For now, don't worry at all about making it look good. To be honest, whatever I'm gonna style the page with, it will look better than it does now. Look at it, it's so minimal. Okay. This is just to practice and get used to writing CSS, not to make something to show off. Okay. We haven't covered how to use a custom font for the font family property yet, so for now take a look at CSS fonts for a list of generic font families to use. I've already opened this link here in the browser. And they say here in CSS there are 5 generic font families: serif fonts that have a small stroke at the edges of each letter, sans serif fonts that have clean lines, no small strokes attached, monospace fonts, here all the letters have the same fixed width, cursive fonts imitate human writing, and fantasy fonts are decorative playful fonts. Also, we get a visual example of the difference between serif and sans serif fonts. And below we have some font examples. For each generic font family, we have some font names. Okay, so this is the first link, and they also have another here for CSS web safe fonts. So in this link we have a list of fonts that are web safe, which means that these are fonts that are installed on basically every computer or device, but be sure to still include the generic font family as a fallback. And I also have the second link open, and here are the best web safe fonts for HTML and CSS. And they show examples for each, how the font looks. So I can pick from this list one that's safe to use for my recipe page. Okay, I've already picked the Trebuchet MS. The name is very French, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it okay. So this is my main font, Trebuchet. And I also have Verdana as the second option, and as fallback, of course, the generic sans serif. Okay. I finished reading the assignment, and now I can start. But before starting, I want to show you what other links I have opened in my browser. They are all from the same website, w3schools.com, and contain information that will help me with the style I want to make for my recipe page. Here I have how to center images, because I don't know how to do that and I want my images centered on the web page. This one contains information about CSS lists, because I want to get rid of the bullets of my unordered lists on the home page. And here I will find the information Okay, but we'll get to that. This one contains information about styling my links. And here I can also learn more about the 4 link states, which are normal, unvisited link, visited, the link that the user has visited, hover, when the user's mouse is over it, and active, which is a link the moment it is clicked. Okay, I like this website. There are plenty of examples here. And last, the CSS text shadow property, which will help me add some shadow on my text. I've always loved this effect. You can see some examples here. This one is very subtle and very nice. Okay, and now you know what I have opened in my browser, and I can start styling my recipe page. I'm gonna make the browser smaller. Open my terminal. And CD into my repos folder, where I have to CD again into my Odin Recipes folder. And now I can create a style.css file because I'm told to use the external CSS method, okay? So touch style.css. I've also learned that style or styles is the commonly used name for the CSS files, so I'm gonna keep style. Okay, and now I have a style.css file, and I'm gonna open VS Code with code space dot. And here it is. Here is my style.css file, empty for now, but I can still add it to the staging area, commit it, and maybe push it on GitHub. I'm gonna start using the VS Code terminal. As you see, the VS Code terminal is opened here, and I'm already in repos Odin Recipes folder. I think it's helpful to start using the VS Code terminal. This will be the terminal I'm gonna use on the long run, so I better learn how to use it. Okay. So I'm gonna write git add, move my mouse, git add style.css. And I can notice the letter next to the style.css changed. Now it's an A from adding probably. I have no clue. But my guess is because I use git add. So let's see the status. And the name appears in green, which is a good sign. It means I've added the file to the staging area. And now I can commit it. Created style.css. Okay, and there's no letter now. I'm gonna push it with git push origin main, git push origin main. And I'm gonna go to my GitHub account, to Odin Recipes. Okay, here is my style.css with again a typo here. I had created style.css, doesn't matter, I've created the file here. Now I will open my live server to see exactly the changes I'm gonna make on my website. Okay. Watching again the website, remembering it. And now I'm gonna go in my index.html file and add in the head tags my new style.css file. I'm gonna use link, a real attribute with the value style sheet, and an href with style.css. And because link is a self-closing tag, I can close it now. Okay. And now my CSS file is linked to my main page, only to my main page. So only here. If I write anything in my style.css file, it will change only the main page and not the other ones. Okay? But that's okay, because first I want to style the home page. But before that, I will git add index.html, git commit, linked style.css. Hope is okay. They say here no changes added to commit. I'm in my Odin recipes. Oh, I forgot HTML. Okay, I'm misspelling a lot here. So I'm gonna do this again. Git add okay, now everything looks good, and here link style.css. Okay. Back in my home page. So what I want to do here is center the H1 with Odin recipes, center the image, center the links, and remove these bullets, but also the underline. And of course, add a background color. Maybe I should start with the background color and the font family, which I can put on the body tag for the whole page. Since it's not good to use multiple font families on the same page, usually it's good practice to pick a font family and stick to it. So I will write in my style.css body, which is an element selector, a type selector if you want, and add inside the curly braces background color. I want to use black. I want to use a combination of black and yellow. I love how the colors look together, so this is what I'm going for on my Odin Recipes website, a black and yellow combination, or at least on my homepage. And now, because I know how to change the name of the color and make it a hex, I will leave it as a hex. Looks more profi this way. So if I hit save now, my background color on the home page will become black, but I will lose my black Odin recipes heading. Because of that, I won't be able to see it anymore. So I should use a yellow right now as a color for my text. Yellow, but I don't think I want this yellow. I can click on the colored square and pick another shade of yellow. Let's say Not sure which one. Okay, since it's for the text, maybe it will look better like this. Let's make it also hex. Okay, now I can save it and let's see what happens here. My links remain the same color, but the bullets change the color and Odin Recipes heading changed the color to yellow. Also put the font family here because I want the same font family on the whole web page, on the whole site basically. So I'm gonna write between brackets because it has two words. Hope I wrote it right. Okay, I'm gonna copy it from here to be safe since I'm misspelling so much. Okay. The other one is Verdana. Okay, and the fallback, the generic fallback sans serif. Now I can go to my home page. Okay, it looks better now. Okay, and what I want to do next in the index, the H1, I want to center it. And I also want to center the image. So going back in my styles.css, I can again use a type selector, so H1, text align, center. Okay. Make it bigger, the font. So font size. I want a big heading for Odin Recipes because it's also the website's title. I'm gonna put 50 pixels here. Okay. And what I want to do next and finish with my H1 heading is to add the text shadow. Okay. They show us an example. So it has like 3 values or 4. So the first is the position of the horizontal shadow, which is required. And can also have negative values. The position of the vertical shadow is the second one, again required. The blur radius is optional. I guess this is the blur radius. The next is the color, also optional. Okay, so we have 2 values that are required. The position of the horizontal shadow and the position of the vertical shadow, and the blur radius and the color are optional. Okay, I'm gonna try to create a text shadow like this. Let's play a bit here. So if I copy this one, go back in my home page. If I copy this one as it is, oh, I like the red here, and save it. Wow, looks good, no? What if I add 0 here? I don't know, let's see what happens if I add 0 there. Not that much. I don't know, it's very random what I'm doing here. I'm just playing. I'm gonna keep playing here for a bit to see exactly what I want. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like this because I like how it looks with yellow color of the text and with the black background. It does look good here. Okay, next I want to center the image and I'm gonna use this information to do that. So I write again the type selector. See, I've used no classes and no IDs. Okay, for now, I'm gonna use image, and in the curly braces, they say here to center an image, set left and right margin to auto and make it into a block element. And I'm gonna go after the instructions. So the example has a display of block, margin left auto, margin right auto. Okay. And now my image should be centered. And yes, it is. It is. Here I have my image centered. Okay, I finished with this also. And now I need to center the links, get rid of the bullets, change the links color, and also get rid of the underline. Oh, and make the font size bigger. I have a lot of work to do at the links here. Because this is an unordered list. Here it is. UL. I will write UL. And I'm gonna write text align, center. Interesting that the bullets remained in the same position while the links centered themselves. Okay, what do I want? To get rid of the bullets. And here in list, I'll find the information. Remove default settings. The list style type with the value none can also be used to remove the markers bullets. And this is exactly what I want. So I can add here in my unordered list type selector, I can add the property list style type none. Now go back to my home page and there are no more bullets. I like this. Now I have to style the links, and in my index I have the 3 links inside LIs in the unordered list. But I will try to target only the links, so I will write, let's say, A, because this comes from the anchor tag of the links. And in the A, I can say I want the same yellow color. I'm gonna copy it from here. Okay, looks good. Let's say I want to add the font size of 30 pixels. Okay. Maybe now add some font weight. Looks better with the font weight of 700. I'm also gonna I'm gonna change the yellow. I think it's too yellow. That yellow is too yellow. Okay. Now let's find out how I can get rid of the underline here. At styling links, the text decoration property is mostly used to remove underlines from links. Exactly what I want. So I guess I can use it here. Text decoration none. Let's see. Lovely. I do believe it looks better than before. Okay, maybe change this yellow also. I'm yellow picky, apparently. I had no clue I would be so picky. Maybe use the same color. Okay, it looks better now, and I think I'm done with styling the home page. Okay, I still need to add something to the links. When I hover over them, when my mouse goes over each link, I want the color to change. That's again another effect I like. Simple but effective, you know exactly where you are with the cursor. So here at the CSS links page, I have the A colon hover, and I also have examples. Okay, so when my mouse goes on top of this link, the color changes into light green. So this is what I need to write. I won't put light green there though. So A colon hover. I don't need the background color though. I need the color. Let's go back in the home page. And here I'm gonna write color. And I'm gonna put a gray. Maybe not this one. But let's see how this one looks. Not bad. Not bad, actually. Okay, it looks much better than at the beginning. Now I need to do these pages. See the contrast? I don't have great effects here, but the transformation is remarkable. Okay, now I can add to the staging area all the code I've written in styles.css, commit it and push it also. So git add style.css. Again, I'm using the VS Code terminal. And as a commit message, I'm gonna say style the heading image and an ordered list of links. Basically everything. Maybe I should have committed multiple times while doing the styling. And git push origin main. I think it will take a while for the changes to take effect on GitHub also. So, okay, meanwhile, let's go back to the other pages. And let's start with the first one, chicken noodle soup. I'm gonna close the other tabs here. Also maybe close the CSS font. So let's clean the browser a bit. And now I can add the style.css file to my pesto pasta.html file also. Again, in the head tags, I will add the self-closing link with real style sheet and an href of, let's see, so style.css is not in the recipes folder, but it's next to the index.html file, and here on the page at the end I put a link to go back. This is the link here, and the file path started with 2 dots and a slash. So because style.css and index.html are in the same location, it will be the same, dot dot slash style. And I already have it here suggested. So okay, and close the tag and save. I have to cd into recipes. Okay, and on GitHub, it appears here also linked style.css for my pesto pasta.html file. Okay. Okay, and because nothing changed here, and it should have been some changes, I realized I'm actually on the chicken noodle soup, which was the first link, but I linked the style.css on my pesto pasta. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one then. Pesto pasta it is. They are not here in the same order, so I got a bit confused. But look what happened here. After I linked the style.css file to my pesto pasta.html, background color is now black. Nothing changed on the chicken noodle soup, though I was expecting the changes would happen here on this page and not on pesto pasta. I'm not sure why I confused them like this, but it happens. I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes during my learning process, and I also think it's okay to see the mistakes and to learn from them. Okay. The background is black, but I want it yellow. And I've put my background color property in the body. When I wrote background color black in my body's curly braces, automatically I've defined the background color for all the other pages. But I don't want the same color, so what should I do in this case? I can go in my pesto pasta file here, and I can add a class to the body that's inside pesto pasta.html. So I can add a class of, let's say, recipe page. because this is the body of a recipe page. And I will add the same class to all the recipe pages. That's why I use the class here and not an ID, because I will reuse this recipe page class. And this recipe page class that I added here and I'm gonna use on the other recipe pages also will help me style the body of the recipe page differently than I styled it in my homepage. And knowing that, if I want to style everything else differently, I can add classes or IDs. Better classes because I still have two similar pages of recipes and I need to reuse that code to make them look similar also. Because I want the recipe pages to be styled differently than the home page, I will have to add classes or IDs to the rest of the HTML elements also. I'm gonna skip the image because I only need to center it and it already happened. But I need to add a class on the H2 for the description, because if I want to change the color of the background to yellow, I will need to have another color for the heading and also for my text. So I will put as class for the H2 recipe description. Okay, save it. Also, here I can put a class of recipe ingredients. And the class of recipe steps. Maybe just using H2 because the homepage has only an H1, so not an H2 heading, would have sufficed, but I guess now I've wrote the classes. So I put a class on the body. I put, okay, here I also need on the H1 a class. I totally forgot about the H1. This is actually very needed because my homepage also has an H1. So to really change the recipe H1, I need to add a class on it. And the class will be recipe name. Okay, and save it. Now, in my ingredients unordered list, I can notice I have no bullets anymore. And that's because I've asked my UL tag to take the bullets out. I did that while styling my homepage. So if I want to keep the bullets on my recipe pages, I again have to specify this somehow. And I will do it by adding a, let's say, class of ingredients list. Okay. Save it, and on my ordered list, on my OL also, I'm gonna add a class for steps list and save it. And the last class I will add would be for my go back links. These ones, which I want them differently from the homepage main links. And I will put a class of return link. Okay. So now I do believe I've added enough classes to change the style of the recipe pages or page, because I'm gonna start with this one. Okay, so I have class of recipe page on the body, a class with recipe name on the H1. The image I left it without any class because this is what I want for the image, just to be centered, so no more changes there. I've put a class of recipe description on the description, a class with recipe ingredients on the H2 heading of ingredients, an ingredients list class for the unordered list I have with ingredients, recipe steps for the H2 heading of steps, a steps list class for the ordered list, and finally a return link class for my go back link. I've used only classes, so I'll practice a lot working with classes. Okay, now I can git add, git commit, git push the changes I've made in pesto pasta.html, which was supposed to be actually chicken noodle soup.html. Now I have all the necessary classes added to the page, so I can go to my style.css. And under the body, I can add my class tag here, recipe page. And I can say background color. Let's use this one, the yellow. Let's go to the home page now. Nothing changed. Exactly what I wanted. So no changes on the home page. Only my pesto pasta.html changed the background. And I can also change the color. I want black color here for the text, so I'm able to see the text. Okay, starts to look more the way I want it to look. I want to change the pesto pasta text shadow here, so I will go and take the recipe name class. And I'm gonna add it here with a dot in front and add another text shadow. I want the text shadow to be gray a bit, or black maybe, or darker. I don't want this red, it doesn't look good here. I'm gonna keep the same values of 0 pixels like I had on the home page. 0 pixels, 4 pixels, and 4 pixels, let's say gray. And it looks better, I like it. It's better with a gray text shadow than with a red one here on this yellow, I believe. That's my impression. Or at least this is how I want to style it. So don't judge me. Okay, I think I'm done with the H1. The H1 looks good on this page. The image looks good on this page. Let's make it bigger. So I don't want to center the rest of the text. I want it exactly as it is. But I want the text bigger. Again, my link here, you cannot see it because it took the yellow color from the homepage links. So I need to fix this also. Okay, so for the rest of the page, I want to make the text for recipe description, for ingredients and for steps a different color, and to make it a bit bigger. Not that big, but a bit bigger than it is. So this is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna take all the classes and I'm gonna list them here with a comma in between to be able to style them the same. So I'm gonna copy recipe description, recipe ingredients, and recipe steps. Okay, and add a font size of 30 pixels. And now all my H2 from the recipe pesto pasta page have a font size of 30 pixels, and I also can add another color. Let's say again a sort of gray color, but darker this time. Okay, like how it looks. Now I have to fix the ingredients list, which is centered. I don't want it to be centered. When I style the home page unordered list, I put the same styles on all the other unordered list, since I didn't specify it should be only for my home page. So now I have to fix this. But first I think I can also fix a bit of font here. So on the body, on the recipe page body, I can add a bigger font size maybe. Let's say font size of 18 pixels. Not sure if 18 is okay. Looks better, no? A bit, yeah. Okay, let's go with 19. It looks better. I can see the text better now. Okay. Let's go back to the pesto pasta HTML and copy the class for ingredients list, because this is what I want to style now. And I'm gonna add text align. Left. Okay. Brought my list where I want it, in the same line as the steps list. And now I can add the bullets again. And I can do this by... Not sure exactly where it is. Maybe no, here it is, the first link. I thought I closed it. So I can add it with list style type, and I want to add the squares here. So using list style type property can add or remove the bullets. By default, the unordered list comes with bullets, but you can change the shape of them with list style type, or you can take them out again with the same property. I will use this line here, list style type square. Looks better with squares, I like them. Okay, the page really starts to look better. I like it. Well, this yellow is still a bit too yellow. Maybe I should change the yellow. Maybe I will change the yellow a bit also here. The background, I don't know, I just want a hue, a yellowish hue there. I don't want the yellow page. So, okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so I've changed the hue a bit, and now I can think I'm gonna change this hue also. I like this one more. I'm gonna change it for the links. Yeah. Okay, go back. So I finished with description, ingredients and steps heading. I've made my ingredients list the way I wanted. The steps are okay here. The link. I need to fix the go back link here because I cannot see it right now. So I've put the class return link and I'm gonna use this to fix my link. And let's see if it works. I'm gonna put a color of, I don't know, red. And I'm gonna use the same red color I've used for the text shadow on my home page. Gonna save it. I like it more like this, but I think I want the font a bit smaller. I think it's too big. So font size, let's make it 14 pixels. This is too small. Maybe make it 18. Looks better now. I can go back. Okay, and now I can git add, git commit, git push all the changes I've made into my pesto pasta. But first I need to cd because this is not where my style.css file is in Odin Recipes folder, not in recipes folder. Git add style.css, git commit. Not sure exactly what to write here. I've made so many changes and I haven't commit one, so I don't know how to resume this commit message. Maybe add styles to pesto pasta page. Yeah, I also changed some styles from my home page. Maybe I should write add styles for let's say for the classes on GML. Okay, and git push origin main. My homepage changed on GitHub, but I'm not sure if, but okay, pesto pasta still needs to update. Okay, getting there. And now I will add the same classes to chickennoodlesoup.html and to buttermilk pancakes.html, so the other two recipe pages, to make the same changes I did on pestopasta.html. But first I need to link the style.css file to each of the HTML pages. Okay. And I've styled the rest of the pages. They all look exactly the same now. Pesto pasta, buttermilk, chicken noodle soup. All the same. Okay, and now coming back into my style.css file, I'm gonna make the VS Code big. And let's see. So for my index.html, I have no class, no ID. So I haven't added anything. I just used in the CSS the type selector based on the HTML tags. So I used the body, I used the h1, I used the image, the UL, the a hover. And so these ones, all besides the recipe page, which maybe I should add it here. These ones all are styling my index page, and maybe I should add here comment styles for page. Okay, and here add another comment with styles for recipes pages. Okay, so now I've added comments to separate the styles, and I can add also these changes. Git add style. Ooh, because I'm in my recipes again, I forgot to CD. It happens, it happens. Okay, and I think I'm gonna leave it like this for now. There were so many other possible ways of solving this styling exercise. I still practiced a bit, though I haven't used all the information I received in the CSS lessons. But I'm happy with how the recipe webpage looks. And I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Thanks for watching the video, and if you want, you can let me know in the comments how the styling assignment was for you.